Let's go, guys. Let him sing first. Empieza un poco, ¿no? Déjalo. ¿Pero que canta, no?
Sponsored by a suit company. That's the way to do it. You see his cutman in the back, Mike Rodriguez, working. That's his dad, Henry Garcia, who is also his trainer out of Victorville. And Ryan is taking his time, knowing that Steve and I have a lot of notes on him.
You know, one thing that's very evident about Garcia and seeing highlights of him, and I also saw him at that one club show back in Hollywood that you referenced back in about October. Very fast, a lot of speed. I do wonder about his chin. He seems to really stick it out there almost like a Pez dispenser. I think as you go along and you watch him, I think one of the teaching points that they're going to keep stressing, or at least I would hope they stress, is tucking in that chin. Again, a lot of kids are flashy and fast, but you have to be able to master the fundamentals.
Anybody can be flashy when you're using Boomerang on Instagram. It's a different story when you get into the ring. What's up to Lamont Roach Jr.? Big win last week in Indio. We'll talk more about Lamont, who's watching this right now.
Gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing this in the lightweight division. Los tres jueces por ese combate, the 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside: Rudy Barragan, Maximiliano De Luca, and David Mendoza. On the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Raúl Caiz. Presentaron primero la esquina azul, con los pantaloncillos rojo con negro y un peso de 133 libras y 3 cuartos. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks trimmed in black, he weighed officially 133 3/4 pounds. Con un récord de 2 victorias, un por nocaut y una derrota, his professional record in 3 bouts stands at 2 victories, 1 defeat, 1 win coming by way of knockout from Alexandria, Louisiana. Here is Devon, the Hitman Jones. Y su oponente en la esquina roja, con los pantaloncillos blanco con azul y un peso de 133 libras y un cuarto. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wears tonight white trimmed in blue. He weighed officially 133 1/4 pounds, con un récord perfecto de 7 victorias, 0 derrotas y 6 ganadas por nocaut. He stands perfect in 7 bouts with 7 victories, no defeats, 6 wins by way of knockout from Victorville, California, the fighting pride of the high desert. Here is the undefeated Ryan King Roy Garcia.
All right, gentlemen, you had your instructions downstairs. Keep your punches up. Punches here are fine. Watch your heads. Shake hands and good luck to both of you.
Raúl Caiz Sr., the man in the ring. We're just Santa Monica Pier. Look at the tail of the tape for this one, Steve.
And one thing that sticks out once again, Ryan Garcia, the precocious young man from Victorville, just 18 years old. Devin Jones, a year shy of 30. It is Garcia, though, with a 2-inch height advantage.
Mentioned that Lamont Roach Jr. was watching out of the No Excuse Gym in Washington, D.C. He's actually at the National Silver Gloves with 2 of his young amateur fighters out of that gym in D.C. Thanks for watching. He won the WBC youth belt. Looking good, did Lamont Roach Jr. Also, Zachary Ochoa watching us from Brooklyn, New York. And I guess he's breaking news like you, Steve. See you soon, March 11th. I guess he's fighting in New York.
Yes, well, you know, Zachary's certainly one of our more dedicated viewers, and Lamont Roach with a solid victory. Scored a first-round knockout, I believe, with some body shots. Good, solid fighter, both of those young men.
That March 11th show in New York will be Curtis Stevens and David Lemieux. The night before that, Christian Chimpa Gonzalez will be at the Belasco. He is the main event fighter, an exciting kid out of Buena Park, a fighting family. He and his younger brother, Aldair, his father, trainer, brother of former world champion Cobrita Gonzalez. You'll see Chimpa in the ring March 10th, and Chimpa actually sparred with Ryan Garcia. And the good thing is, there's no video. You don't ever post your video on of you sparring, young people.
But you referred to, what exactly is this program about? I remember about 2 years ago as this program began, I remember Chimpa Gonzalez making his debut, actually getting knocked down, looking much more like a suspect than a prospect, but we've literally seen him blossom in front of our eyes. That's what this program really intends to do, develop young fighters.
Ryan Garcia, homeschooled in Victorville. His gym is in his garage. His dad, Henry, converted the garage into the gym. So they drive around Southern California for sparring. And Victor mentioned it, 2 hours, hour and a half away from downtown Los Angeles, depending on traffic. His opponent, Devin Jones, 2-1. Jones actually from Sacramento, went to Fairfield High School, where he was a standout CIF wrestler, went to state, married, moved to Louisiana, where his wife is from. His wife, Crystal Jones, watching right now. He has 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. He played football, he played basketball, ran track, was always into the sports. He is 1-4 as an MMA fighter. He's also done kickboxing. He is 2-1 in his boxing career. He said because the money's better in boxing.
Oh, that's a good right hand. Good right hand. He catches Devin Jones in the southpaw stance, who's done a little bit of switch hitting. And you could see some of the explosive power and the twitchiness of Garcia early on. But again, that's the recklessness right there. I still think Garcia, as he scores a knockdown, needs to do a better job of making himself a little bit smaller at times and tucking in that chin.
7, come here. Turn around.
Jones went down in the first round.
Box.
Final seconds of the opening round. It is scheduled for 6 in our opening bout at the Belasco Theater, the LA Fight Club. First edition of the month of March or February. And Kai's going to count that as a knockdown?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, right at the bell.
He is giving him the mandatory 8. So that'll make that a 10-7 round for young Ryan Garcia.
César, 10 para esquina roja, 7 para esquina azul.
And for those of you scoring at home in Espanol, 7-7. Devin Jones, 0 amateur fights.
And keep this in mind as he's taking instruction in the corner. In his last fight, December 15th, he was stopped in 2 rounds. As we take a look at some of the action, and that was the right hand that I really buckled Devin Jones' knees and really began some of the problems. And you see the exuberance and perhaps over-exuberance of Ryan Garcia rushing it, and he has to be a little bit more mindful of the fact in this game, Beto, they are allowed to hit back. I think that's going to be the thing. Early on in his career, he's going to face guys he'll be able to overmatch and swarm, but I think he still has to mind his P's and Q's defensively.
And there you see Devin Jones. Devin Jones in out of his class right now. He trains boxing for his MMA side, and you can see the striking that he's doing. Ryan Garcia started boxing at the age of 8, went to a lot of that big-time amateur tournaments, traveled all over the country for it. That's the reason he didn't go to high school, because he was going to tournaments. It's hard to find him an opponent. Jones picked up this fight this Monday.
Well, the best thing about MMA guys that do boxing is that they're really good at MMA usually. And you can see that the real big advantage in terms of Garcia, just in technique and command. He certainly looks like, and there's a good right hand. You basically timed Jones coming in with that lead right hand.
Walked right into that, but he did hit Garcia in the nose, did Devin Jones. You hear Raul Calles, one more knockdown and you're done. He's been down 3 times here early in the fight. Ryan Garcia in the white, and there it is.
Oh.
It is over. Raul Calles Jr., Sr. has stopped it. Ryan Garcia improves to 8-0 with 7 KOs. The lights went out for that Devin Jones.
Well, Devin Jones kept rushing in, and Ryan Garcia just timed him off that back foot and threw lead right hands. And you can see the explosiveness of Ryan Garcia, who now improves to 8-0. He's certainly a prospect to look out for. It's interesting. He's a tall guy. I think improving upon his boxing skills and being a little bit more patient. That's the thing to look at. Remember, he's just 18 years old. The guy he is now, we're probably going to see a different physical being, and also technically at the age of 21. And you see that was not exactly the cleanest right hand landed on Devin Jones, but I think Kai's made a decision. This wasn't going to change anytime soon.
Jones swinging crazy, as was Ryan Garcia. If you want to know more about Ryan Garcia, go and check out that article by Mike Baca on UCN Live. Really long, lengthy article, gives you a background on who Ryan Garcia is. Trained by his father, Henry Garcia. Henry actually from the Chicago area. Ryan told his uncle early on in his career, I want one of those belts. He saw the shiny belts. Well, how do I get it? He said, well, you got to fight.
And that was, I believe, the third knockdown, which occurred right in the middle of round number 2. And shortly thereafter, here is, I believe, the finishing punch that really ended things. And it was not the cleanest right hand. But, you know, let's face it, if a guy's 2-1 and been knocked down or knocked out in his previous fight in 2 rounds, as they say, the die is cast, and that was going to be one-way traffic in favor of Ryan Garcia. I think Garcia's the type of kid we're going to see a lot.
He's green, isn't he?
You know what?
I mean, obviously, I'm not an expert. I don't know much, but last week we saw Virgil Ortiz, Cesar Diaz, and Louis Correa, 18 years old, the same contemporary as Ryan Garcia, and the way that they throw punches, a lot smoother compared to what we saw from Ryan Garcia.
What I see with Ryan Garcia is physical potential, but I see unrefined skill and technique. There's an old John Woodenism that I love. Be quick, but don't be in a hurry. At times I get the sense, for all the flash of Garcia, seems to be in a hurry. There's an old phrase, let the game come to you. I think that applies to this young man. There's a lot of physical potential, but I think like a wild colt, he has to be harnessed.
You kind of have to take your time with the way you bring him up also, right? Like a fighter like Ortiz, who could have gone to the Olympics. That's when you rush a little bit more compared to Garcia. Looking good, though. 8-0, 6-0. Mr. Victorville. As he said, everybody in Victorville knows him. His shirts are made by there. He's a celebrity in that town. Sells a lot of tickets. Bright future for Ryan Garcia. He's got his own website. He's got his own shirts. He's a brand, baby. He's a brand. You should think about this on your website. Just think about it at UCN Live. You got to become a brand, Steve Kim. Let's look at some replays of the knockdown. He knocked him down 4 times.
You know, and as you look in between all the punches of Garcia, you see stuff that's happening in between. It might be a little bit subtle, but I mean, Jones is finding counter-punching opportunities. And with all respect to Jones, has enough courage to get in there. He's not exactly what I'd call a really skilled sharpshooter. I do see. Well, let's go up to Joe Martinez.
Segundos del segundo asalto de referee para la pelea para el ganador por knockout. The end comes officially. 55 seconds. Round number 2. Your winner by KO victory and still